Good morning or afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Today we are doing seafood. What I'm gonna do for your lab this week is a fish burger. I like fish burgers, maybe not from McDonald's, but I shouldn't say that on here, but I like a nice fresh breaded piece of fish inside a bun with maybe some homemade tartar sauce or mayo, some greens, maybe some onion. Can be quite refreshing compared to a big burger. So a nice alternative to a beef patty sometimes is a fish burger. So follow along to see how I make this. To make the fish burger, I can either get fresh fish or I can have frozen fish and thaw it out. Either way, you're going to want to pat your fish dry with paper towel, because you want your fillet or your piece of fish really nice and dry when you go to bread it or batter it. So I'm actually going to be breading my fish today, and the technique is called dredging. Well, I'll be dredging and breading actually. To dredge something is just to coat it in flour, and you often want to season your flour mixture. In here I've put just some salt and pepper, a bit of chili powder and garlic powder with my flour, all-purpose flour. So again, dredging is coating your piece of meat or fish in flour. So I will start by coating my fish, my pieces of fish, kind of burger size pieces, in flour. Then I will coat them in an egg wash. So I'll dip them into my egg wash. I just have 2 eggs cracked in here, unseasoned. And then I'm gonna dip them into, today what I had for a breading coating is some salty top crackers, okay? So just some all-purpose crackers. So those I blitzed up in the blender, and I also added a bit of chili powder to this. If you like something spicy, you can put some cayenne. So I'm going to do flour, egg, breadcrumbs. And if you wanted a really crisp coating on your fish burger, you could do that twice if you want. Okay. Remember, the salted crackers do have salt in them, but if you're using plain breadcrumbs, they most likely may not be seasoned, or if it says clearly on it that it's seasoned, you can then skip some salt in the flour mixture. So once I have that fish dredged and then breaded, I'm going to put it on some parchment paper and bake it in the oven. I want my fish to be completely thawed before I do this breading technique, because I want the breading coating to become quite crisp. If the fish is still frozen, it's going to leak all, or it's going to thaw in the oven as it bakes, and it's going to make your coating soggy. So make sure it's thawed properly, and then that you blot it dry with some paper towel. Something else I want to do on the side for my fish burger is to make a really quick tartar sauce. I learned this years back working as a server in St. Andrews, in my early 20s, before I got interested in cooking so much. But very simple. I don't really feel like I'm teaching you so much here with this, but easy if you have these ingredients in your fridge. I would use about 3 parts mayo, 1 part mustard, or maybe a little heavier on the mayo, but yeah, about 3 or 4 times as much mayo as mustard. And you can use whatever type of mayonnaise you like. And you can use either sweet relish, the type you'd put on a burger, or you can dice up some pickles. I diced up some pickles because I didn't have any sweet relish. And you're going to combine all of those ingredients together. I would start with a good tablespoon of pickles or relish. You can add more if you like. Stir them together. More pickle is needed. Okay, it doesn't look super appealing, but there's our tartar sauce. Okay, so we're going to do our breaded fish. We've got our 2 fillets of haddock thawed, dried. So I've used paper towel, blotted the tops and bottoms a couple of times until it comes out fairly dry, because we want not a whole lot of moisture to come out of the fish when it bakes, because we want the breading to be fairly crispy. So I'm going to start by dredging in a seasoned flour, and then our egg wash, and then our breading. And I'm using cracker crumbs, remember, with some seasoning, and then I've added some fresh chives from the garden. And we're going to put it on a sheet of parchment lined sheet pan and bake at about 400, 425 for roughly, start with 15 minutes. So starting by dredging our our fish in the flour, like so. Then in our egg wash, give it a flip, and then in our breadcrumbs, give it a good coating. If you don't want a really thick breading, just once is probably enough. I think I'm going to stick with once. And onto our parchment paper. Second one. Your fingers get kind of messy doing this. So dredging in the flour. This also helps kind of soak up some moisture. Then into our egg wash. My Oma used to love making fried fish. Well, I'm baking it today, but she used to fry it on her balcony in Brampton, Ontario. She loved it. Okay, this one's getting extra onion, I think, or chives. Okay, so ready to go in the oven and bake at 400, 425. And we'll start with 12 to 15 minutes. Our fish has come out. I did flip it halfway through, and I baked it for a total, I'd say, of 16, 17 minutes. Okay. I drizzled a little bit of olive oil as well on top of it before I put it in the oven, just to crisp it up a little bit more. So I'm gonna build my fish burger now. As you can hear Twiggy drinking his water. So I've got my tartar sauce. I'm gonna put a tablespoon or so on the base of the bun. This is how I would like mine. I'm going to put a couple of rings of red onion. But I love onion. I'm gonna put my fillet of fish, and I'm gonna put a big old bundle of arugula or any greens. This just happens to be the greens that I have in my house. If you want to be extra naughty or have something extra rich, you put more tartar sauce on top. I'm gonna put a little bit more, I guess, and slap that on there. And let's get a close-up of that. Okay. Nice homemade fish burger. Great for the summertime, nice and light. Enjoy.